Welcome to our continuing series on questions and answers from the works of Sri Aurobindo and the Mother. Today's subject is Psychic Love Part 2 from Sri Aurobindo. A clear, limpid goodwill is a very good and desirable thing, but that is not what is meant by psychic love. Love is love, and not merely goodwill. Psychic love can have a warmth and a flame as intense and more intense than the vital, only it is a pure fire, not dependent on the satisfaction of ego desire or the eating up of the fuel it embraces. It is a white flame, not a red one. But white heat is not inferior to the red variety in its ardor. It is true that the psychic love does not usually get its full play in human relations and human nature. It finds the fullness of its fire and ecstasy more easily when it is lifted towards the divine. In the human relations, the psychic love gets mixed up with other elements which seek at once to use it and overshadow it. It gets an outlet for its own full intensities only at rare moments. Psychic love finds itself wholly when it is in the radiation of the diviner consciousness for which we are seeking. Till then, it is difficult for it to put out its undimmed integral self and figure. There is such a thing as psychic love, pure, without demand, sincere in self-giving, but it is not usually left pure in the attraction of human beings to one another. One must also be on one's guard against the profession of psychic love when one is doing sadhana, for that is most often a cloak and justification for yielding to a vital attraction or attachment. Universal love is the spiritual founded on the sense of the one and the divine everywhere, and the change of the personal into a wide, universal consciousness, free from attachment and ignorance. The psychic love is pure and full of self-giving without egoistic demands, but it is human and can err and suffer. The divine love is something much vaster and deeper and full of light and ananda. The divine's love is that which comes from above, poured down from the divine oneness, and its ananda on the being. Psychic love is a form taken by divine love in the human being according to the need and possibilities of the human consciousness. Universal love is always universal. Psychic love can individualize itself. Cosmic love depends on the realization of oneness of self with all. Psychic love or feeling of all can exist without this realization. No, psychic love does not exclude discrimination. It depends on what you mean by psychic love, one can have a psychic feeling for all beings. It does not depend on sex, nor has it anything sexual in it. It is difficult to define its limits or to recognize it. For even when there is the psychic love for another person, it gets in the human beings so mixed up with the vital that it is the commonest thing to justify a vital love by claiming for it a psychic character. One could say that psychic love is distinguished by an essential purity and selflessness, but the vital can put on a very brilliant imitation of that character when it likes. Do love and faith have the same meaning? I feel that where there is faith in the mother, love is also there. Without the faith, there is no love. Without the love, there is no faith. Am I right? Not always. There are plenty of people who have some faith without love, though they may have a certain kind of mental bhakti, and plenty who have some love but no faith. But if it is the true psychic love, then faith goes with it, and if there is the entire faith, then the psychic love becomes soon awake. Disciple: how shall I be able to judge that I am in the full state of psychic love? Sri Aurobindo: by the absence of ego, by pure devotion, by submission and surrender to the divine.